So we're here in VCV Rack. To cover what that is quickly, it's an open source Eurorack environment available for PC and Mac. It offers a free and a paid tier. The free tier is surprisingly quite full featured, so I really recommend picking it up if you've ever been interested in modular synthesis and don't want to financially bankrupt yourself. Most of the magic here is coming from this Midi CC to CV module. Basically what this is doing is it's taking the signal from the DualSense down here. It is mapping that to certain MIDI channels, and then it's using that as control voltage, which is what Eurorack runs off and what VCV is emulating. You can see that we have all these channels here. They're numbered a bit weirdly. You basically have to go through, click each cell and then wiggle or press the thing you want to use, and it will map it out. So we've got the analog sticks mapped out, we've got the shoulder buttons and the triggers, the face buttons and the arrow keys as well. You can go whole hog and do like L3 and R3, you can do the touchpad and all that kind of thing. Just for those purposes, we're only going to use those. It is almost plug and play pretty much. Like you can select gamepad from the MIDI driver device, and then you can see it's automatically detected the DualSense, which I have connected via USB-C. And what we have it doing is we have three instruments, if you will, running off different tracks in the mixer. We have Wave Warper, which is kind of where most of the sound is coming from. We have Fragments, which is processing the signal from Wave Warper. And then we have this granular sampler from BOG Audio, which is a module that comes in VCV, which again is taking the output from Wave Warper and then we're scrubbing through it with the controller and playing grains back off it. Of course, we have OTT because, yeah. And we have FabFilter Pro L, just in case there's any harsh clipping and that kind of thing. I'll cover each thing in a bit more detail as we go into it, but we'll start off with Wave Warper. So we have all 8 samples running. It's a mixture of samples from my own personal library, as well as some stock stuff that comes with Wave Warper, and then there's a couple of things from Boom as well, I believe, in here. And basically what we're doing here is we have the XY pad in Wave Warper, and we've mapped that to the analog sticks. So you can see there as I move the analog sticks, they move the XY pad correspondingly. There is some internal modulation happening. This is what's built into Wave Warper, so we've also mapped some of the parameters to the X and Y axis on the pad. And then we've also got the triggers doing certain things. You can see there it's messing with the position and length on the granular engine on this particular sample. So what we'll do, I'll just play through it, I will shut up, and we'll see how it sounds. What I've also done here is I've got this latch module, and this is mapped to X and square, so I can turn the reverb that's built into Wave Warper on and off just with X and square like that. So let's just fiddle around with that as well. Fun stuff. So what we've got moving on from that, we have EFX Fragments from Arturia, which is a granular sampling effect. I've taken just one of the presets that sounded cool and then messed around with it a little further, and then again mapped certain parameters to the sticks, the triggers, what have you. So we'll just listen to that by itself. So you might notice what I've done there as well is I've mapped the volume amount to one of the analog sticks as well, so it's kind of just bringing that signal in and out. So we can combine that with the signal from Wave Warper and kind of get that more granular techie layer to it. Yeah, we have this granular sampler from BOG Audio. Basically what this lets you do is record a sample of any incoming audio to it, and then lets you scrub through and play grains based on where you are in the channel. And I've mapped that to circle and triangle, so I can just go through, record some signal. And this again is coming straight out of Wave Warper, hit circle, it's done. And then we're using the analog sticks to scrub through. We're using the triggers to fire grains. You can see the little dots scanning along there. So what we'll do is we'll just listen to that. We'll record a little bit. And again, this is just taking the signal from Wave Warper. If we muted it, you'd be able to hear what you're doing, but just for the sake of this, we're not gonna. We'll hit circle because we're done, and then we're just gonna start firing it off. Wonderful. So yeah, I hope you found this interesting. This is just a quick example of what you can do with this. There's quite a lot of potential with modulating things in this way. Obviously, you can change the plugins that you're using, but it's a lot of fun. Give it a go. Thank you.